touch all your seatbelts, touch all your connections, touch your Hans. Just make sure you get everything like you want it.
Alrighty, Sigma race fans, we're getting ready to go green here tonight for the last season opener here with our opening season for Sigma Bridge to Cup. And tonight, 34 car field, your starting lineup looks something like this. Sebastian Galloway Jr. in the Pontiac. Starts pole position right alongside Ryan White in the number 70 for Jacob Schengle Racing. Next in line, you've got the number 1 of Lefty Turner with the number 10 of Justin Daytu. Justin Daytu makes the jump down from Cup back into Bridge to Cup for the first time in a couple of years. Next in line, you have the 41 of Alex Sanvital and the number 40 of Jonah Burridge for Railfan Motorsports. Willow Blake making a return. She's been a proven winner in the Sigma Bridge to Cup series. She's right there alongside Chase Kovacic in the 44 Just Canadians Motorsports. Cannon Gage and Alan Malcolm. Joey Johnson and Snake Plissken. Those are a deadly duo between those two there. We'll see how well they fare in the 2026 campaign of Bridge to Cup. Snake Plissken, a proven ARCA winner with multiple ARCA wins at the end of the year last year. And we have Ryan Little and Jason So. Yet again, another Ace Vaden. I said I was going to get him pulled out. He's running a few races this season. He won the ARCA race. So Bridge to Cup, one more run for Ace Vaden, and then I will truly retire him. His last week of racing here, and we'll get it fixed right. Philip Purpura right there alongside of him. And then you have Ralph Overstat and Cam Jordan, Santi Messi and Shy Turtle, Finlay Herwig and Kat Durham, Andrew Moger and Billy Lovejoy, some more double duty drivers from the truck race earlier tonight, Jack Davis and Trevor Vaden, Silent Amethyst and Krista Cower, Campbell Marsh for Owl Bunch Incorporated, double duty with the same team, right there alongside Kyler Sustre, Sarah Taylor and Jeffrey Gerald, Tim Morse and Adam Starr. And that is your starting lineup for today's race here at Armory. 250 miles is the distance for 96 laps.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
Lots of new faces, very few drivers with proven winning capabilities in Bridge to Cup. One of the few that stands out, definitely Willow Blake, as she's going to have another full season venture here for Bridge to Cup action. We'll see if she can rack up the wins like she did a couple years back. Actually, it was 1 year back, only a year ago, that she last ran in the series. Justin Daytu has won in the series before, making his drop back into this series. Alan Malcolm has definitely won in Bridge to Cup action. Cam Jordan returning after a cup stint. Shy Turtle making his Bridge to Cup debut. Trevor Vaden, proven winner in trucks, and has had some great seasons here in Bridge to Cup already. So we'll see how everyone fares here tonight. Pace cars off, we're getting ready and rolling. Your defending ARCA champion on the front row alongside Sebastian Galloway Jr. And we're rolling here today. standard protocol if we do get a long green flag run and green flag pit stops factor in. Sigma does enact a competition caution to get the field stacked back up at these super speedways, so just keep that in mind. Leading his first lap here tonight and potentially first career lap in the series, that is Sebastian Galloway Jr., lefty turner right there behind him. Coming across the front stretch here, Willow Blake already moving into third. That Courting Brothers Motorsports Cadillac. KBM has kind of a mix here. They have some Chevys and one lone Cadillac. They figured they would give Willow Blake the Cadillacs that were proven winners last year. It's going to be kind of interesting to see the mix of Cadillacs and Chevy for a team out there on track together. 3 wide for second place, not quite. 3 wide for third place. Fourth place with, is that Philip Purpura? Yes, that is Philip Purpura in the number 31 Interscope Racing Mazda 4 DXP competition. Ace Vaden, wouldn't be wild if Ace Vaden went 2 for 2 in his last 2 starts. Gonna win in the ARCA and a win in potentially Bridge to Cup here. We're gonna have to kind of figure out how to fill the empty seat there. Who is best deserving, or maybe it'll just we'll drop down to a 33 car field for the season. But there's a good chance that 20 could be a valuable seat for another up-and-comer that needs some more track time. Finley Herwig from mid-pack already up towards the top 10 here. 4 wide in the middle of the top 10. Campbell Marsh moving to the front. Shy Turtle moving to the front with that number 00 Polaris. All Canadian Racing entry. Willow Blake picking up where she left off, leading the race here today. You know, it's kind of crazy to take a brief stint, about 6 months off of racing, with the situation that was at hand, and then come back and lead the race in your first start back. That's impressive, and that takes a lot of skill, a lot of perseverance and power to pull it back to the front, knock the rust off that quickly, and really pick up where you left off. And right there, the 68 moving to the front. You can see Finlay Herwig making some moves, looking on the low side here. Here comes the number 8 of Campbell Marsh, taking top spot now from Willow Blake. It's about to be 5 wide in the midst there. You got a 5 wide traffic jam in the middle. At least 4 wide for sure. And Finley looking to try and take the lead here. It's going to be a drag race to start finish line. Who's going to lead this lap? 4 wide with Willow Blake on the outside. 4 wide for the lead. Holy cow, folks. Willow has to let out of it, though, and it's only 3 wide for the lead. That puts Alex Sanville to the top spot. And here comes Kat Durham in the number 35, another double-duty driver. Also racing for Trackhouse B. Having a good run moving up to the front here. Four wide, almost 5 wide. Campbell Marsh gets stuck up high there. Willow does not make the move on the inside of him. That could have been dangerous. 5 wide on the outside. Finley getting shuffled up high now, so the conveyor belt shuffle is it's gonna go crazy here today as leaders will jump to the top and follow the back. But it's really all about staging yourself up to get to the finish of this race. You don't want to push it too hard and get in a wreck here. So they're doing just fine. Get up there, get your bonus point for leading lap. Let the car drop back and then just kind of play it out. Avoid being one of the cautions if we do get a caution here today. And keep clicking away the laps. That's all you can do. Fastest lap of the race so far belongs to Krista Cower. Alex Sanvital to the top spot, and he's going to hold that lead for a while, it looks like. Tim Morrison second, Cam Jordan third, and Ryan Little fourth. Separated by under 2 seconds here. 2 seconds is the last place driver, and that is Snake Plissken, which is simply wild because we already know his track record in ARCA. So the learning curve in a Bridge to Cup car might be a little bit steeper. But he's also got the 82 of Joey Johnson back there where they were starting almost identically on the track together. So perhaps just a standard flow of this race dropping to the back. And now he's on the bottom, trying to move his way up front. Interesting. We are not seeing that conveyor belt method here as bad in Bridge to Cup. Trucks and Cup, the constant switching of the lead was almost a guarantee. We're about 10 laps into this one, and Alex Sanvital looking dominant already. He has led, I think, the last 4 laps straight here. We can look at the lap counter. Yeah, 4 laps led by Alex Sanvital, make that 5. Willow Blake has led 3. 1 lap led by Campbell Marsh. Here we go, though. Finley Herwig making his move to try and get back up to the lead here. That 84 of Santi Messi looking stout. That is a defending championship entry there. The 84 car won the championship with Alex Crowther. So this has become kind of a hot seat. A lot of drivers are going to be vying to take this spot because every time it wins the championship, that means a new driver needs to pilot it. Once they get that Bridge to Cup championship, they move into Cup full time for the next season. So 84, a proven winner. We'd seen Atlee Weiss jump down into the Bridge to Cup series, and he stacked up some wins here with the Bridge to Cup car, and that kind of got the wheels rolling on the 84, giving them a lot of insight and a lot of record, like a lot of basically a lot of research on the car to get it this fast every week. So Atlee's touch on this car, very prominent still today. The research and development has gone a long way because of Atlee Weiss's stint in the 84 car, and it converted it over to a championship last year, and it's leading the laps here tonight at Armory with Santi Messi. Doesn't matter which driver you throw in the 84, it's going to be up front winning races, fighting for wins and leading laps. 65 there, that is Jaw Drop Motorsports, a team fronted by Jordan Walker, brother to Trevor Walker. 65 has been in the mix year in, year out, so Cam Jordan gets the nod with his step down from Cup. Definitely a strong candidate to bring back into the Bridge to Cup series. And then Ace Vaden in the number 20, that's Vaden Motorsports, number 20 Toyota Supra. Santi Messi is going to lead a pair of laps here, but he's going to lose that lead pretty quickly as a full charge from the back of the field is moving to the front. And look at that, Snake Plissken and Joey Johnson, who we just looked at the back of the field, were running dead last. Only took them about 5 laps to come from dead last up to the front once they found that inside line. So now that they found the inside line and moved up front, will they be a threat to win the race here? I'll be straight up with y'all, I just got the weirdest text message from a number I do not know. And with no context, no clue of who sent the message, I simply get a text message saying, "Do you eat pork rib soup with rice?" I'm dead serious. I don't recognize the phone number. I have no clue who this is, and yeah, no, it just about sums that up, so that's weird. Back to the race, though, you got Shy Turtle jump to the front. The ebb and flow of leaders coming and going starting to actually factor in now. We saw that brief stint where the laps were being led by Alex Sambital. But now the conveyor belt shuffle commences here today with the Bridge to Cup race as the inside line is finding their speed and moving to the front. Number 8 there, that is Campbell Marsh moving back up to the front. But here comes Philip Perper in the number 31, knocking on the door. Ryan White, the number 70, ARCA champion. He wants to get up there and lead some laps, improve his worth here in Sigma Bridge to Cup. Little Blake stuck in the middle. She's dropped backwards here. It's just going to be a constant drop to the back until she can get to the inside and move up front again. No cautions here so far. Justin Day 2, fastest lap in the race up to this point. Ryan White now knocking on the door of Philip Perpura. Here comes Alan Malcolm. He was a contender last year in the title hunt. We were about 30 laps in before we saw the first caution in the truck race here today. So we're about 12 laps short of that point in this race, and we'll see if we see another wreck. They're definitely racing very hard in the middle of the field there. Ryan White looking to try and take the lead. He gets there right up alongside Philip Perpura. Sebastian Galloway from pole position here today, back into the top 5, top 3 as he's running right now. Philip Perpera leading some multiple laps here now as the two cars are broke away from the draft behind them. But here comes a strong charge from Lefty Turner. Good push from Jason. So there goes Ryan White to the low side in the number 70 Sigma JSR Hyundai. He's going to lead a lap here, it looks like, heading towards the front of the racetrack. Start-finish line just ahead here. Ryan White, he's going to register one lap lead here on lap 21. There's Lefty Turner right there knocking on the door. Jason So, another JSR teammate to the number 70. You gotta love it when you see the field this tight, separated from first to last within a stone's throw of each other. 2 seconds separates the top of the field to the bottom of the field. That's just great racing. Comes Trevor Vaden to the front now, the 18 Racing Niku Honda. 3 wide for the lead. That's going to put the 18 of Vaden to the top spot. Sam Vital gets out of sorts there to the high side. Wide for about 4th place there. Lefty Turner stuck way up high, 3 wide throughout the field. Top of the spot, you got Krista Cower, now Justin Day2, who has the fastest lap in the race. He's finally made his way up to the front here. That number 10 Dodge Charger for, I want to say, Railfan Motorsports here. Well, we're approaching that point in the race here where the trucks had a caution earlier today. Still no caution here today. 26 laps strong, and everyone pretty much keeping it clean, avoiding any chaos and carnage. Well, we're going to have to start looking towards possibly green flag pit stops here and a potential Sigma competition caution if we do hit that stage of the race here. No cautions yet. Everything's still running very clean. Ace Vaden leads the way with Ralph Oberstadt in second. We're basically 1/3 of the way through today's race here. 2/3 of the race to go. Looking at about a 1 hour and 30-minute race at this rate. So very much amazed that they're keeping it clean, avoiding wrecking. And if it's anything like the Cup race we had the other night, maybe we won't even have to throw the competition cautions if they can get matched back up together in the draft after green flag pit stops here today. It's just a matter of time to tell what that's going to look like. Field actually getting a little bit more spread out from first to last. It's about a 3-second gap. Looks like now. Oh, okay, because we got pit stops. Green flag pit stops here on 31. So So it's going to be about a 2-stopper race. It's going to be tight if they, those folks that just pitted now might even have to make it on a 3-stop clock here. So we'll see if they make 2 stops or 3 stops for some folks. But obviously the comp caution throws a bit of a wrinkle in that too. You'll get some caution laps and a chance to save some fuel under yellow. More takers down pit road. Field starts to get spread out a little bit more. Adam Starr at the top spot. Santi Messi right there behind him, and Cannon Gage top 5. Alex Sanvital back on the move. Willow Blake right there as well in the number 67 Fully Cooley Cadillac for KBM. And you have a couple JSR teammates, the 68 of Finlay Herwig and the 70 of Ryan White, nose to tail. Well, on the 5, Cannon Gage cuts them off there, separating the 2 of them. And this is almost the perfect window to pit. Whoa, the 21 of Ryan Little sent it down onto the apron there. It's amazing how he made that stick. Watch this move from the 21. He just sends it out there on the apron. That had to be a rough ride. A little bit hard on the suspension there for the 21. So we got a couple folks here still staying out, amazingly enough. Santi Messi is going to lead the way. They should be pitting here soon, so it's about a 2-stop window for these drivers. Ralph Oberstadt, Ace Vaden, Jeffrey Gerald, and Silent Amethyst all staying out here. So 4 cars left, stretching it the longest. Finally, the rest of them are all coming down. They might be out of fuel, those 2, 59 of Ralph and the 20 of Ace Vaden, pushing it just a little bit too far. So they run it empty. You don't even hear the engine running. They are coasting to their pit stalls here. They were playing the extra long game, the dangerous one, where you could have ran out of fuel on the racetrack. But they almost made it a perfect stretch there, just a little too tight on the fuel window. So rejoining at the lead here, it's going to be the 84 of Santi Messi. He's all alone up front here. 2nd place, Adam Starr. 3rd place, Cannon Gage. 4th place, Ryan White. And 5th place, Alan Malcolm. As the field has truly gotten spread out here. Sigma officials deem this as a competitive enough drafting field that we will not throw the comp caution. We'll let the race continue on its own here. Got about 20 cars still in the mix here, so only about half the field got lost during transition of pit stops during green flag run here. But we will put more emphasis on throwing that comp caution after their 2nd round of green flag pit stops so that everyone's got a fighting chance to try and take the win here today. Ryan White's leading the way, and here comes Campbell Marsh. Sarah Taylor in the 45 down on the low side of what was 4 wide there. Your pole sitter, Sebastian Galloway Jr., moving back up to the front as well. One of the few Pontiacs left in the field. This is a very unique circumstance that you've got a car manufacturer that no longer produces cars out there in the Bridge to Cup Series. We saw some interesting manufacturers pop up through the years, especially in the Cup Series where we had Jaguar the last couple years. Well, Jaguar unfortunately had to pull the plug on their Sigma Cup support because they were going to focus wholly on electric vehicles for the future. And that meant they no longer had a gas-powered engine to fit the Sigma Racing requirements, and, well, the rest is history. They took the championship in 2024 and 2025, so Jaguar definitely left an impression on the Sigma Cup Series before leaving. But your pole sitter back to the front here. Fastest lap still belongs to the 10 of Justin Daytune. He's right there in the top 5. You can see on the low side of 3rd. The Outlaw gang coming up to the front as well. You got Tim Morse and Philip Purpura. The only one absent is the 81 of Snake Plissken. The self-acclaimed Outlaw gang, they put on quite a show in the ARCA series last year, racking up wins and running alongside each other pretty consistently. Field starting to bunch up again as they're getting tighter for the lead. Justin Daytune taking over the top spot now. And for those that are not in this lead draft, it's not game over yet. Like I mentioned, the next round of green flag pit stops, we will most certainly emphasize that competition caution so that the draft gets reestablished amongst the entire field. But the goal was to try and get through the first couple segments of this race as quickly and caution-free as possible. And to do that, obviously not throwing a caution here seemed to be the right call, giving us a chance to let them race for it. Race for it, lead laps, and not give us a lengthy pause in the racing action. Race pace definitely a blistering one so far as we're closing in on halfway pretty quickly here. Billy Lovejoy, the number 28 there, Camaro. Apologies, I didn't get his other paint scheme put into this, so he's running his Jimmy Logano JLR Motorsports Chevrolet for this one, but we will get his other special scheme put together for races to come. He's going to throw it back to Dale Earnhardt Sr. with the 28 this year, using the GM Goodwrench scheme that was most popular by Dale Sr. A lot of 4 wide right there. I Things getting a little bit more chippy as they're getting side by side, bumping into each other. That's a wreck waiting to happen throughout the front of the field here. Santa Messi back to the front, leading again. 29, that is Tim Morse right there in second. He's going to knock on the door, take the lead away from him. And that's the 45 of Sarah Taylor with the 55 of Jason So. Here you got Andrew Moger in the Volkswagen. Very, very unique manufacturer spread here in the Sigma British Cup Series, as you've got the likes of Audi leading the race right now, Mazda in the mix, BMW, Volkswagen, Hyundai, Chevrolet, Dodge, Toyota, Honda, Ford. Very few Fords, but there is at least some Fords in the field. Maybe not tonight, but there is Ford teams that could potentially start some races this season. Cadillac also out there. So the manufacturer battle, very, very eclectic here in Bridge to Cup, and it's hard to say who is the strongest in Bridge to Cup. Kind of turns into more of a badge job, since the manufacturers may not be very true to their actual production vehicles, but still they're learning as much on the track here today as any other manufacturer, so that they can put those details into their builds going forward. Heck, even the absence of Pontiac in the real world, Pontiac out there in the track, could be a sign of revival. You never know. You could get some statistics and data and research done on the Pontiac in this race, so that you can build a new Pontiac for the future. Here comes the 67 of Willow Blake back up into the top 10. So far, it's been about standard protocol here for Armory Digital Superspeedway. A lot of drafting, a lot of pack racing. And here we are closing in on halfway here tonight. It has been a quick race so far, 45 minutes into halfway roughly. One more lap and it'll truly be halfway. Your leader, Tim Morse, over Santa Messi. Justin Day 2 third. There you have it, halfway through the race here. 45 minutes into the race with 48 laps of racing done, 48 laps left to go. Morse has been doing a really good job holding the lead. It looks like currently has led 8 laps. 11 laps have been led by Sebastian Galloway Jr. Now we're down to 36 laps left to go. That last round of pit stops is going to be coming here shortly. Alrighty, green flag pit stops here on lap 65 with 31 laps to go. Second group never did quite catch up to the lead group, so they're going to have to pit separate again. Wow, Snake Plissken way off the pace, way back in the field, and Philip Purpura, who was leading at one point, way off the pace as well. So we might have competition caution here once all the pit stops happen. Ryan White's going to stay out. Day 2 pulls off, as well as Sebastian Galloway Jr. JSR running 1-2 right now as they come around the start-finish line. Takers, and Canna Gage is going to shuffle to the lead here with Campbell Marsh in second and third place, Jeffrey Gerald. This should be the last of your leaders to pit, it looks like. We'll see them pull down, I imagine, here shortly. Not all of them, only the 8 of Campbell Marsh. Canna Gage stays out, as well as Jeffrey Gerald. They're going to have a little bit extra gas in the tank. Once they do pit, they know that that comp caution's coming, so they're going to stretch it as long as they can and get as much fuel in their empty tank with less laps to go on the board. Now, should shuffle everyone around to the lead. Jonah Burridge may be the new leader once things shuffle out here. It's all spread out across the entire field. No, they're going to be flirting with the lap down is what they're doing. And it'll recycle back to the lead of Ryan White and Sarah Taylor, it looks like. And this looks like a prime opportunity for the Sigma competition caution, as there's really no established group of cars together here after those pit stops have come and gone. You can see the separation all the way throughout the field. No drafting help, no cars together. All it's going to be is wait until everyone cycles around. Should be this lap once the 70 takes the lead, or whoever here in this group leads the lap. That's when we'll throw the comp caution. Wow, they're going to keep their lead just by a hair. So we'll go ahead and throw the caution now, actually. No way, a flat tire on the 70 of Ryan White. This could be a savior, it looks like, because We're going to go back under caution. He can get it fixed. So they stretched as long as they could and still maintained the lead somehow. .25 laps to go. Will be a quick caution here, so not too long on the pace laps. Brief pause in the racing action as we only will have about 22 laps to go to finish this thing here today. Setting the stage for the next restart, you'll have Cannon Gage, Jeffrey Gerald, and Tim Morse, unless pit stops, of course. They may decide to all come down pit road and pit one more time here under caution. So the top 5 as they sit right now: Cannon Gage, Gerald, Morse, Blake, and White, your top 5. Then you have Shy Turtle and teammate Chase Kovacic right behind him. Justin Day2, Sarah Taylor, and Jason So. Campbell Marsh, Santi Messi, Alex Sanvital, Sebastian Galloway Jr., and Billy Lovejoy. Followed by Andrew Moger, Adam Starr, Philip Purpura, Alan Malcolm, and Jonah Burridge. Silent Amethyst, Krista Cower, Trevor Vaden, Ryan Little, Finley Herwig, Cam Jordan, Kyler Sestre, Lefty Turner, Snake Plissken, and Kat Durham. All those drivers are going to have another shot here today since the field gets tightened back up here for a late race restart. Jack Davis, Joey Johnson, Ralph Oberstadt, Ace Vaden. All 34 cars still running here tonight. Alrighty, it'll be 22 laps to go to finish the race here. Bridge to Cup season opener here at Armory Digital Superspeedway. Doubled up for the restart here. It's going to be Jeffrey Gerald and Cannon Gage leading them to the restart. Tim Morrison, Willow Blake in the next row. Ryan White and Shy Turtle, top 6 there. Chase Kovacic and Justin Day2 rounding out the top 8. And any one of them can get the job done here today with 23 laps to go. It's going to be a frantic dash to the finish. You have some fast cars at the back too, such as Snake Plissken, who's going to have to come all the way through the field here to win this one. Getting to the restart zone right there, and we're off and rolling again here tonight. The end of the race here for Bridge to Cup. Slow rolling as always, getting up to speed at these super speedways. It's a long, slow process getting up to speed here. We're getting back and rolling for the conclusion of this one. No wrecks, only 1 caution for competition. And here we go. Ryan White going to the lead here, low side in the Sigma 70 Hyundai. Jumps to the top spot. Sarah Taylor there on the inside as well, making a move up into the top 4, top 5 spots there. The whole field separated from first to last, pretty much under a blanket here. Still anyone's game with 22 laps to go. A lot of racing to be done. Ryan White's going to lead here. 4 wide for 4th place there. Alex Sanvital to the way bottom. And that is Billy Lovejoy in the number 28. Alex Sanvital makes some moves. Andrew Moger, the fastest car here today, the Volkswagen number 74 J-Bugs entry. A lot of drivers on that outside line stuck, dropping backwards here. And this is about the point in time where time's going to start ticking. You better get to the front while you can, or else forget about it. Snake Plissken halfway through the field already since the restart. 4x4, they go through the middle pack there. There we go, Billy Lovejoy to the top spot now with Ralph Oberstadt right behind him. Here comes Cam Jordan, 4 wide for 2nd, 3rd place. And even Finlay Herwig into the mix now as well, moving into the top 10. Snake Plissken sits in about 10th place right there, stuck in the middle, but there's an opening on the low side, and he's going to take it. Right there behind Kyler Sestre, 4 wide for 3rd place again, the leaders. Currently Cam Jordan holding off Kat Durham. Kat Durham to the top spot though, and Kyler Sestre making a bold move. That opens the door for Snake Plissken yet again to try and get up front a little bit closer. The Outlaw moving in to the top 10 here. When they're wrecking in the background, I think I saw the 00 of Shy Turtle. This will bring out our second caution here today. Wow, that actually happened right at the line, and the caution came before the leader took the lap, maybe? It's a very mild wreck for the most part. No big damage there on the 00. Wrong place, wrong time. 3 wide went wrong. Even the 84 avoided hitting the wall. 00 just kind of side-slapped the 55 there. Oh, whoa, the 10. This must have been after the caution. What happened to the 10 of day 2? Oh, blown engine just out of nowhere. Mechanical failure for the 10, blown engine. He had a fast car here today. Unfortunately, that comes to a close. Under caution, a blown engine. Well, it looks like we're going to get back with about 15 laps to go. A little bit of drama at the end of this one, giving us a little bit more bang for the buck. Go ahead and drop the pace lap twice so we can get back this lap. So 15 laps to go once they get around to take the restart here. 2 cautions on the day, 1 for comp caution and 1 for this wreck that just happened, including the 00 of Shy Turtle. Alrighty, back and rolling here for the restart. -1 car, blown engine on number 10 of Justin, day 2. And still very much anyone's game here in the closing laps with 15 to go once they come across the line here. Who's going to get the job done here tonight? Slow roll, you got the 35 of Cat Durham on the inside, the 65 of Cat Durham on the outside. Or Cam Jordan, not Cat Durham. Cat Durham's the 35, Cam Jordan is the 65. 59 of Ralph Overstat, the 28 of Billy Lovejoy, the 24 of Kyler Sustre. Alex Sanvital's held a steady wheel here today. That number 41 has looked stout, as has the 70 of Ryan White. 68 of Finley Herwig still very much in the mix here. 3 wide now for second and about to be for the lead. Billy Lovejoy laying it down here, taking the top spot. Alrighty, here we go. Willow Blake up to the top now as well. Right there, Krista Cower behind her, and the one of Lefty Turner third in line. Ace Vaden as well, number 20, starting to move back up to the front in his last career start. Willow Blake's going to lead with 12 laps to go in the number 67, 98, and Lefty Turner making it 3 wide right on the front of the field here. Willow's going to get stuck way up high. She's going to have to find her way back down to the low side. The hard part is once you get stuck up high this late in the race, getting back to that inside is very hard to do. It's possible, but very hard. There you got the 44 of Chase Kovacic on the low side on the inside conveyor belt. This is probably the best place to be, getting on that inside with about 10 laps to go. Two cautions today. Have we seen the last of the cautions? Are we going to see another one before the end here? Ryan Little leads the way. Ken Gage up to second. Kyler Sestre in the top 5. Ryan White as well, right there in the mix. Got a pair of Jimmy Logano Racing entries right there side by side for about 10th. Here comes Joey Johnson moving ever closer to the front of the field. Still not out of the realm of possibility that someone could drop to the back here with about 10 laps to go and still move their way all the way up front to the field for a win. Time is ticking away though, and if you're in the mid-pack right now, you better be on the bottom of the mid-pack for a great chance to get back into this one. As it looks right now, 4 wide for about 10th place there. Philip Purpura rebounding after going way off pace during green flag pit stops. Caution helped get him back into the mix, and here he is moving up front once again, fending for a win. The Outlaw Gang tonight has held pretty solid with the 29 of Tim Morse, the 31 of Philip Purpura, and here comes Snake Plissken back through the field. That 81 Outlaw entry, Dodge Dart for Al Bunch Incorporated. ABI had secured him in the ARCA series and got a bunch of wins with him last year. And so now hoping to get the same out of Snake Plissken for Bridge to Cup championship season this year. Here he is, Plissken picking them off one by one, now down to 8 laps left in the race. The outside lane still stuck in a never-ending conveyor belt to the back. Billy Lovejoy now in the mix for the win. Ryan White, 4 wide for third, 4th place. Maybe 4 wide for the lead. Billy Lovejoy is holding it. Kyler Sestre wants it. This right here looks like a wreck waiting to happen with your leaders. Your top 10, top 15. They're bunched up so tight that you can barely fit a sleeve of paper between most of them. Ryan White now in the mix, right there up to 3rd. And this is about the point in time, 7 laps remaining, that if you're on the outside looking in, you're probably not going to make it back up to the front. Snake Plissken kind of playing the strategy game here. Wow, what about the 00 of Shy Turtle, who caused that second caution getting spun out? Shy Turtle bouncing back and trying to get up front here, fighting for the win. Kyler Sestre leads the way, can engage in second. Billy Lovejoy. You've also got Silent and Amethyst, number 15 there for LFG Motorsports Honda. Three wide right there at the front. The leaders across the line, 3 wide for the win. 4 wide now. Silent Amethyst throws it in there. She's going to take the lead, and that's going to send Kyler Sestre packing. Are we looking at 5 wide with Snake Plissken at the bottom here? I think we are. Nearly 5 wide in arrow formation. Pointing forward there, they kind of settle into a 3-4 wide mix, but holy cow, 3-4 wide still for the lead as they come through turns 3, heading into turn 4. Finlay Herwig knocking on the door, up to 10th, top 10, top 8, he's still moving. Now if we get another caution, it is going to go into overtime as long as the last flag on the field is not a white flag before that caution. Chase Kovacic to the top spot, and here comes Finlay Herwig in crunch time, getting up front with the leaders. Finlay on the attack. You don't want to take the lead too early and risk getting too far ahead, losing the draft, but great time to take the lead as any. Just try to get up there and keep it away from the rest of them. All the drivers still stuck up on the outside that have not been able to shuffle down to the bottom, filter themselves through the field all the way back now to the bottom side. They can try to move through again, but 3 laps remaining, very little time left to do anything here. Some of these folks are going to need a wreck in the front of the field to help get them back in the mix, a caution or something to save their day. Finlay Herwig holding the lead steady here. Waited for his opportunity to pounce, and here he is taking that opportunity. He's going to have to block at least 3, maybe even 4 lines of traffic behind him to hold the lead and keep it here. Couple laps left to go now. Finlay the leader. A Bridge to Cup venture for this driver. He's got a Cup time, full-time ride in Cup, and a full-time Bridge to Cup ride as well. So a very rare, unique circumstance that Finlay Herwig has found himself in, and that isn't allowed. Is allowed specifically in this case, as he was able to purchase his charter in the Cup Series. So double duty all year. Very unique. If he wins the Bridge to Cup Championship, the Bridge to Cup charter goes to the next in line right behind him, which is totally fair and justified, as he's got a Cup charter under belt already. He's going to lose the lead here. Alan Malcolm thinking, hey, you know, if you're not even racing for a Bridge to Cup Championship to get the Cup charter, I'm going to try to win some races this year and get that charter myself. Can guarantee you some of the teams may be a little bit suspect of the situation at hand, where a full-time Cup driver able to stick in the Bridge to Cup Series for a full season here as well. Look at that. All of a sudden, running to the front from the back of the field Willow Blake charging all the way into the top 5. She came from nearly the last of the field all the way to the front of the field in just 1 lap's time. Finley stuck up high. Here comes Willow in the top 3 now. Right there alongside the 28 there of Billy Lovejoy. And holy cow, a lot of chargers from the back of the field on that last lap. Willow Blake dropped all the way back. She was struggling there, but in the span of 1 lap came from about 25th back all the way up to the front, fighting for the lead here on the last lap. She's right there on the back bumper of Campbell Marsh. Those two used to race together in in ARCA. What's going to happen here? Is she going to go with him, or is she going to try to fight for the win? Campbell Marsh holding his line here. Willow trying to stick up to the high side. She's not going to be able to close it in on him. Campbell Marsh for Al Bunch Incorporated is going to get the job done here tonight at Armory. Al Bunch Incorporated, based out of Washington, the team gets the win here tonight at Seattle. Ace Vaden comes up for a solid top 3 finish. But I think the big takeaway here was Willow Blake coming all the way from 20th on back to get a top 3 out of this one. That was wild, crazy. Just goes to show you that you can be anywhere on the racetrack at any time. You just got to make that one perfect lap to charge through the field. And she's already set herself off for a good season here in 2026 Bridge to Cup campaign. Campbell Marsh gets to celebrate his first career Sigma racing win of any sort. Driver that had a great ARCA campaign joins the Bridge to Cup Series this year, winning right out of the gates here in the number 8 for Al Bunch Incorporated. Yeah, that could have been interesting there at the end if yeah, it was weird. That was crazy to see so many drivers come from the back of the field all the way up to the front again in the span of 1 lap. I think we have a very strong field for 2026. A lot of new names and faces that are going to stick around for a while. This Bridge to Cup season will be exciting. International flair is there as you've got drivers from all over the countries. You've got Canada, you've got UK, you've got Australia, and a lot from, you know, obviously the US and whatnot, but truly an international affair here in the Sigma Bridge to Cup Series. And I'm only pausing here to make sure all the cars pull down pit road and retire. That way, you got 1 car still on track. I got all the recording for the Bridge to Cup race. I got the results saved. And I always double check because I know that I'm paranoid. If I don't, then I'll have to actually manually input it all myself. Race 1 of 30, race 1 of 27. Perfect. Congratulations, Campbell Marsh with the Bucky's number 8 for Al Bunch Incorporated. Getting the job done here today at Armory Digital Superspeedway. And thanks to all of you for tuning in too. Glad the race went without a hitch, no game crashes. A lot of good racing, 33 cars still with a shot to win it. Even a driver that can drop all the way back to 30th and still charge the front within 2 laps. So that just shows you how strong this track is for creating new winners. Excited for the season, and hopefully all are too. first week of opening races have come to a conclusion here. So week 2 on the horizon. Hopefully y'all stick around and watch the show going forward here. Thanks again, everyone. Have a great one. Stay safe out there. And until next time, this is Jakester signing out.